Live at Dunamis Church from the city of Logan, featuring our live studio band. This is Tonight at Dunamis. I'm Edward, and let's welcome our host, Sean Hansen.
Here we are tonight to talk life at Dunamis.
Yes! Woo. Are we glad to see you? We have a student audience of none. That's because of a certain problem that's existing right now. Good to be here tonight, Edward.
It is good to be here, Mr. Sean.
Oh, thank you.
I'm
Mr. Sean, I can live with that a little bit, I think. Very good.
Senor Sean.
I like your cup.
Thank you. It's a great cup. You know, if you would like to order it, you can't.
Oh, okay. I thought there might have been a market there during this time. Opportunity. And it is also great to have, as our musician, the one, the only, Ian.
Ian. Hey.
Thank you very much, Ian. So it's great to have him here, and we want to thank the coronavirus, because if it wasn't for the coronavirus, you'd be on missions in Thailand right now. But as we all know, well, actually, I'd be in the United States of America as well right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would still be here.
I'd still be here.
I think
still
you'd
be
just
here.
be in a state.
Yes, I would be in a state. But in this particular state, I'm glad to be here. And this particular night is unique. We don't really know what it's all about, do we, Edward?
Yeah, it's a very peculiar Wednesday night.
It all came about because my son had a serious word to me.
Yes.
You know you're getting old when your son pulls you aside and has a little word into your ear. We're actually working out the format for Saturday, which we did already, which was Faith in Action. It was a good night, don't you think?
It was a great night. It was great.
Rick Bosky.
Yep.
Bert Van Mennen.
Yep.
I enjoyed them. Did you enjoy one in particular?
You know, I don't have favorites, Sean, but if I had to give one, it would definitely be Rick Bosky.
Rick Bosky. There you go, Rick. You are winning points. But I think it was tremendous overall. And as we were preparing in my office, you were there.
Yes.
And we're talking about what we'd do. Josiah kind of pulled me aside and he said, "Now, Dad, listen, you do have a tendency to go off." I go, "Off?" No, he means go off, like talking too much about theology, religion, politics, news. You need to focus. It's faith in action.
Yes.
So that's when I looked at you and I said, well, when do I get to go off? When do I get to talk about other subjects like theology, politics, religion?
Religion, yep.
So we said, let's do another show on a Wednesday night where I can do all of these things.
Yes.
So we don't fully know everything that happens. We're just going to make the best of it.
Yes.
We have to laugh on these days, don't we?
Oh, big time.
And we have to try and create our own sort of entertainment.
This will be very entertaining.
I hope it will be. We'll soon find out.
Yes.
You can put your good points on screen. Hopefully people are tuning in, not tuning off right now.
Yes.
But you know, everybody right now, especially pastors, more than ever before, are live streaming.
Yes.
We are.
Yeah, we're live streaming, yeah.
I was saying to my wife just this morning that there has never been a time that I know of where live streaming has been so popular, where pastors with nothing more than their telephone are live streaming, just exactly like this.
Yeah, like a great Android device that you can pick up today from any store. Definitely the best smartphone on the market.
Apple. But anyhow, so they are, I got messages already. But the fact of the matter is that they are live streaming on their phones.
Yeah.
I mean, I do it on them each morning at 6 a.m. to my people, just sharing and encouraging them. And I have a friend of mine, Perry Boland. He's a session musician.
It's good that you have a friend. It's
It
great.
is good that I have a friend or two.
Miracles do happen.
Miracles do happen, Ian, and that's why you are here, okay? And not in Thailand. Anyhow, he said so many pastors are live streaming, and they're live streaming just in their garage, they're live streaming on the corner of the house, they're just live streaming, getting the word out there. And I tell you what, they're doing a great job.
Great, it's
and
awesome.
for all the pastors who are live streaming, you're champions. But my friend Perry said this. He said, at first, with them live streaming, with them not really knowing what they're doing, it was kind of like Osama bin Laden in the cave doing all these death threats. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, almost exactly.
I'm not saying there's a real parallel, but just the quality of the filming I'm talking about, Edward, that's all I'm meaning, the parallel. I also heard about one Church of England minister, and you know, they have their stone cathedrals and everything else.
Oh yeah, great architecture. You know, just
I
great.
think he was a rector or something like that, but works out well. So he realized the necessity in the United Kingdom that he had to live stream. Now, this was brand new to him, and he set up a special set. In fact, what I heard through the news was that he set up behind him this whole line of candles in the shape of a cross. It's very good, actually.
Very nice. It's very beautiful.
nice.
Good imagery.
There are real candles. There are
Yeah, that's good.
burning as a candle burns, you know.
Real candlelight.
But what happened, seemingly, either it was his clerical gear or his cardigan, I'm not sure what, but as he was speaking and sharing, he reached his hand back in a sort of a gesture of meaning of the word, and as he stretched his hand back, Edward,
Yes.
he hit the candle. And it came on fire, live streaming, it came on fire, burnt. His daughter was talking in an interview and she says, my dad was literally hot under the collar.
Oh, man.
True story, true story. Anyhow, a lot of great things happening on the show tonight. And first up is going to be you, Edward.
Yeah, it's me.
And we're going to be talking about gadgets. Is that right? Gadgets, I hope, that can help you be better at live streaming or catching the live stream and watching it, especially on your television.
Yes.
Do you know how many people are sitting around the living room just with a telephone?
Yeah, like right now.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking
Looking
about
at you.
6 to 8 people.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on. Only if they live in that same household.
Yes, 2 meters apart.
No visitors, only one person or whatever. But anyhow, that's how it goes. So we're going to have a gadget moment where we get to share some gadgets each time that may help you, the viewer, be better at using this technology, which is great. The second segment we have is the lovely Melissa O'Brien, also known as?
Donnelly.
Melissa O'Donnelly.
O'Brien?
No, Melissa O'Donnelly. That's her maiden name.
Yeah, O'Donnelly. That's what I said the first time. Yeah.
Accounting Services.
Accounting
and
Services,
she will be coming on and she will be sharing about all the latest things that is happening that can help you out as a business, you out if you've been made unemployed, redundant, or whatever else, but sharing what is on offer. And one thing I've learned, and I heard Bert share this on Sunday night, he says the problem with most average people is that when they hear from the government about what's being offered, they're trying to do it themselves. Yeah. Do you know how difficult it is to deal with government?
Yeah, oh, big time.
Yeah, it is difficult. So you need the professional assistance of a person. And I can personally recommend Melissa. Can you?
Me too. She does my accounting.
She helps you out an awful lot, I think. Okay, but so she'll be here and she'll be sharing that. And our final segment is going to be on what is the latest news.
Yes.
So we needed a newsworthy person.
Yes.
So, at no expense, we found the wonderful, the marvelous, the talented, the gifted, funny, Erica Lucha.
Yeah, Erica, great person.
Erica is a wonderful young lady, and she is going to share with us all the headlines. We'll see how qualified she is, but she'll be sharing all the headlines, originally from Oklahoma, all the way through Reddington and back here in Australia, and she'll be sharing with us those news. So there's a lot of things I hope that you'll find enjoyable, interesting, perhaps a little opinionated, but we'll be sharing that with tonight. So just relax, take it easy, don't take things too serious, and let's just enjoy this time. My friend Ian, take it away.
Woo! Yeah, that was good.
Do you need a microphone on there, Ed?
I got a mic here, right here.
You have the microphone here.
I got a mic. I got a special
First thing we need to do, my friend, is sanitize.
Are you serious?
I'm serious, and just make sure you keep your distance from me.
You're 2 meters away from me, boss.
This is, well, I was here first, wasn't I? I better come to there. So this is an interesting segment.
It sure is.
I have my cue cards here.
Ooh. Man,
like
whoever did that did a great job.
A great job, Edward, a great job. So I have my cue cards here.
Yeah.
So interview number 1, Ed.
That's me.
Do you prefer Ed or Edward?
I like Ed because it's quicker to say. Also, it's like the initials of my my name, Edward DeYoung, Ed.
Okay, whatever works. All right. So in this particular segment, Ed, we want to talk about what could help the person out there in regards to the latest technology to help them better. Now, look, let me tell you.
Yes.
As a church, we have been flat out trying to help people. And you know things are bad when I am assisting people.
Yeah.
That is bad. Like,
yes.
For example, if they wanted to see this show on YouTube, they would go to their device, tablet, phone,
computer, whatever.
Go to the YouTube
website
icon. Tap on that. And then on the search bar, type in Dunamis Church.
It's us.
And when that comes up, if it's live now, there'd be a little red thing saying live. Click on that. Or if they're watching this later on, Then they can just go down and it'll tell you the different meetings or
Yeah,
things we've
they
had.
can watch the replay. Yeah.
Watch the replay.
Yeah.
That works really, really well.
Yes.
Well, I thought that this might be good to be able to share what is needed or what is the latest technology. So do you have a gadget or a device that we can share that might be helpful?
Why, yes, I do.
Very good.
Mr. Hansen.
So by the way, to let people know, you do have some sort of idea on these things. You have a degree in...
I have a degree in, not just a degree, but not a doctorate, a bachelor in film and television.
And you're single, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you really
Obviously,
are a
I
bachelor.
mean, I said Bachelor of Film and TV. That should just automatically mean single. I think that's pretty obvious.
Yeah. So if you want to meet Ed, just give me a call privately and we can work it out for you. Okay? So anyhow, what do you have for me,
I have
Edward?
this really cool device called the Google Chromecast.
Maybe you can put it up here. Nick.
Google Chromecast.
It's not Apple. It's not Apple.
Google
Nah,
Chromecast.
Get it. Hey, you stay over there and play guitar. So this.
So speaking of that, it will work for Android or Apple.
It does. All it is, it's a device that connects to your television, and you can control it from your Android or iOS device.
Right.
So what it does is, it can essentially turn your dumb TV into a smart TV.
So if you have a smart TV,
Yep.
you don't need this.
Now what that means is a smart TV, if you have something called an app. So
Yeah.
your phone has apps, you got your Facebook, you got YouTube, you got your email. If your television has them built in, you already have a smart TV, you're probably watching this right now on your smart TV.
Right.
If you have a TV from maybe like 5 years ago, 6 years ago,
Me.
it won't have these smart capabilities.
Yeah.
So you get one of these bad boys,
Yeah.
you connect it in.
Can we
and-
have a look what it looks like?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I've already pulled it out
Yeah.
of the packaging. So this is the Google Chromecast. It's a very simple, very nice off-gray device. I think a certain someone would describe it as quirky. So all it is it connects via the HDMI in on a TV. You look on the
back of the TV.
back or to the side, and you will see a port that looks like that connector. From there, you got to connect it to some power. Very simple. Connect it to the power. And you have to install a certain app on your phone called Google Home. From there, it'll automatically pick it up. It's pretty crazy, the technology. How, as long as it's on, it'll just realize that, there's a smartphone there. Oh, just connect to it.
So if I was using my smartphone, Apple,
Yes.
and I would go on to
The App Store.
App Store.
App Store, yep. And then you'd search Google Home.
Okay, so after I've installed that app,
Yep.
then if I want to, so I call it up on here,
Yes.
do all the process of the
Yep.
YouTube, blah,
and
blah, blah.
And what will most likely happen is, if you're next to this device,
It'll just do
Google
it.
Home will just pick it up. Like, hey, I'm detecting a Chromecast. Do you want me to connect to it? You just say yes, boom.
So where do we get this product?
So you can get this product online. You can also get it locally. For example, you can get it at JB Hi-Fi.
JB Hi-Fi.
Yeah.
Okay, and how much?
$60.
$60. I saw it at Costco for about $10 to $15 cheaper.
That's
in fact,
pretty cheap.
Tell me about it. I found another one. I was at Costco, as you do in a good marriage, and this one, they had the one you have, and they had this one, and this one is called the Ultra.
I can tell
Not
it's better
that I
'cause
want
of
to
the
be
box.
competitive,
Yeah.
but it was called the Ultra.
You just had
So-
to one-up me in my own segment, didn't you?
Well, I just asked if you could explain it for me. So what is the difference between the Ultra, which is probably $15, $20 more expensive,
Yes.
than the other one?
Main difference I see right off the spot, different box size. So I can see that price tag. Main difference is the Ultra allows for 4K capability. Now what does that mean? The picture's just bigger. The quality will be a bit better. It's only useful if you have a 4K TV. It's still compatible with any other TV.
So in other words, I just wasted $15, $20.
No, this is more future-proof for you. So if you were to ever upgrade your TV, which you should,
Yeah.
this will just work. If you get a 4K TV, you plug it in, boom, you get 4K content.
Okay.
You get super high quality detail.
So you realize
And-
there's a lot of people out there who have no idea what a 4K means, but that'll have to be another program, I think.
Well, I'm sure an American would have a 401k, right? That's what it's called?
I really don't know. But the fact of the matter is, I just wanted you to help me out to understand.
If you get this, it will solve every problem in your life. I'm telling you guys right now, if there is a problem, it'll fix it. You need to get one of these right now in these troubling times.
Mum, are you listening right now? This will help you. Don't text me. I'm just saying it'll help.
I was just wondering, is there any adapters that you can plug it into some people? Because I know some really dumb people.
No, we're going to move on there. We might be packaging them away soon. I got you a little something, Ed. With all of the shortage on toilet rolls going on right now,
Yes.
I found this one for you because Ed does have a habit of disappearing for a while in our church. It could be anything from 15 minutes to half an hour. And I normally say to Josiah, where is Ed? He says, Dad, he is disposed. So I figured that this is called Things to Do, well, in the restroom, okay, with this paper. So there's
No
some
place like
games,
the throne room.
there's games and things and all activities there. So I just wanted to give you a little something on our opening night just to say how much we appreciate. So
Thank you.
Next week, Ed,
Yep.
we need something new and different.
And we will have something new and different.
Yes, new and different, and that would be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it will.
Well, on that mark, Ian, give us something good.
You can't spell accountant with Melissa, but you can't do accounting without Melissa O'Brien live in the studio.
Yay, Melissa!
Hello.
Nice to see you.
see
Okay,
you too.
before we start anything, just
Thank
a little squirt here,
Oh,
please.
here we go.
All right,
This is a
so,
great
just
running
make
gag,
sure-
by the way.
Gag, it's the law. Okay, so
We're
let's keep it
covered.
clean. Do you know how
All good.
valuable this stuff is? You know, Rick
Liquid gold.
Bosky was on our program on Sunday, and he has a transporting business. And true story. He said that he has transported money and all sorts of things, but never before, true, has he had his truck attacked, except when the truck delivered toilet paper.
Wow.
They had security guard. It is a sad time.
It is.
Melissa, here is a cup.
Thank you.
And I know that you're in denial, but I know you like your Coca-Cola. So,
Favorite drink.
so maybe I could
Thank
just
you.
pour that in there for you and just make you feel at home with
home.
us.
Thank you.
We're not
I
sponsored
do.
by Coke, by the
I
way.
We're not sponsored by Coke, and we're not in
Coke,
any
no
way
sugar.
saying this is healthy or good. So we'll put that away there.
That's not healthy because
Thank
it's
you.
not the full strength.
But there we go.
No sugar.
That's yours. If you could just
Thank
drink
you.
it so they see the sign.
Will
That's all.
do.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. So, Melissa,
Yes.
nice to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
So, could you correctly tell us who you are?
So I am Melissa O'Brien. My business is called Melissa Donnelly Accounting Services.
There's no O in
pronounced
it.
You were
I
close.
pronounced it
You were
right.
very close. Very close.
Melissa Donnelly.
Yes.
Okay.
See?
Sounds Irish.
Yes, somewhere there. Yeah.
Your
It's my
husband
maiden
sounds
name.
Irish.
Yes.
Irish.
Very
Yes.
good. I got friends in Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dublin.
Awesome.
Two friends. Oh,
Yeah.
that's good to hear. You've
Yeah.
doubled
Two
in the
friends.
past 10 minutes.
One guy's not going to last very long too. Okay, but I mean that all comes along there. So, Melissa, the reason you have a business,
I do.
okay? So, do you want to tell us your business?
Yes, so I've been an accountant for 22 years,
Mm-hmm.
but I've had my own business for 17.
Right.
Yes.
So you have a degree in
Accounting, and
Accounting.
I'm a licensed tax agent
Yep.
with the tax office.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's be honest, because with disclosure, you
Yes.
take care of all the church books.
I do, yes. Yep.
And you're also treasurer to our church.
Exactly. Yeah.
And there are also a number of businesses in our church that you take care of.
They're clients, that's right. Yeah.
As well
Yeah.
as others.
Yes.
So, and let's be honest, if we can get you a little bit more work, that works good too,
Yeah,
right?
exactly,
Yeah, so let's
definitely.
have
We'll
all the
not
disclosures
decline
out,
it.
Edward.
Yeah,
let's
that's good,
share
that's
it,
good,
Yes.
okay?
that's
You see Melissa, right?
Yeah, she does great work for me.
Yeah, she does it
great,
all
it's
too.
awesome.
So, in this period of time, okay, obviously people are worried and concerned,
Yeah.
and let's be serious. Finances is a major issue.
It is a huge
okay?
burden. Yeah.
And Bert Van Mennen, who is our federal member for the seat of Ford, good friend, good man. I did hear him say to Rick and to myself when Rick was asking questions that one of the biggest problems with the average person, and I don't mean average meaning incapable, but average meaning it's not their specialty,
Exactly.
is that when they hear about what's being offered in the government, they don't want to enlist someone's services like yourself. They want to handle it themselves.
Yeah.
And as you know, and as I've talked to you about, so
Yeah.
many times they get themselves into a spot of trouble.
Oh, definitely. Yes.
They answer the wrong things, or they
Yep.
say it the wrong way. It's misinterpreted,
Yep.
and blah blah
It
blah.
just causes confusion.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they do say if you can enlist someone professional who understands to
Yep.
take care of it.
Yep.
Well, let's be upfront as a church,
Yes.
okay? So what I like about your role is that as soon as you see something, you know what needs to be done. So
We act.
the
Yep.
first thing that we reacted to was that $20,000
So it's a
grant?
maximum 20,000, but you get it in instalments. So the first instalment will be 10,000 by the end of April.
By the end of April?
Yep.
And then the second installment?
There'll be 2 lots of 5,000 each month after that.
Okay, so May and June.
Yeah.
And that's connected to the BAS, is that right?
It is, yes, claimed through your BAS that you lodge.
Right. So you claim through the BAS.
Yes.
So if you don't lodge your BAS?
If you don't, it's to do with employing staff, yes. So if you don't employ staff, that's something that you're not entitled to.
Right, so if you're just an individual contractor?
Yeah, you wouldn't be entitled to that.
You wouldn't be
relief.
entitled to it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Yeah.
and these are important things to talk about because it's all relative, right?
And that's where confusion comes in when you think you may be entitled to something that you're not, or you could be missing out on something that you actually are entitled to.
Okay. And the second thing that we looked into was in regards to an interest-free loan. Now we haven't got that. We've made application. Okay.
Exactly, yes.
So explain that.
So that is a Queensland government one, that isn't federal. So the Queensland government are offering interest-free loans for 12 months, up to $250,000.
So it doesn't mean you're going to get $250,000, okay? But it means up to.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
And so what is the qualification or what's needed
So it
to
is
qualify?
called a job support loan.
Yeah.
So you need to have staff because that's what a lot of the relief is to do with, is to keep staff employed.
Yeah.
So it is called a job support loan, and you just have to have eligible staff, and the amount that you can borrow is actually based on your wages bill.
Okay.
Yes.
So according to your wages bill is what you're allowed to do. So,
Exactly.
and do they, when you apply to them, are they like forecasting it like over a month, 2 months, 6 months? Like what are they looking at?
For the term of the loan?
Well, I know it's 12 months.
Yes, that's interest-free, but you can pay it up. You can pay it off up to 10 years.
But what I meant was, so let's say for us,
Yes.
okay, and obviously we want to say a specific amount.
Yeah.
So what are we calculating? 2 months, 3 months, 4 months,
We
5 months?
actually budget and calculate it for 6 months.
So 6 months.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So then, is that something you'd advise to other
Yes,
people?
definitely. I think to be safe, 6-month period is a safe period to budget for.
So we're talking
don't
about the
know.
end of September.
Exactly.
Now,
yes.
don't get depressed out there because we're not trying to be prophetic and saying this is a 6-month thing. I was talking to a couple of my friends today. One was Jamie Engelhardt, and the other one was Eddie Mayastis. And of course, in America, they're saying it's all over by the end of April.
Wow.
Well,
Who knows?
I just, there'll be what? I just don't see it happening. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
Really. I mean, Ian over there says, great, I'll be gone. Okay, so I mean, I'm supposed to be in America right now.
Yes.
So we delayed that.
Yes.
I rebooked for October.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
end of April, I don't know anybody who in any other country who's forecasting that. Do
No,
you?
not at all. No, and it's not wise as well.
I'll accept it if it does. Come
Yes,
on. I mean,
yes.
I'm, boo yeah, I'll have it
course.
tomorrow, please. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's what comes in.
Yes.
Now, the other one, the latest one that we have gone towards, well, when I say we, I mean you,
church, yep.
okay, is the job
keeper payment.
keeper payment.
So it's a payment that the government are giving, which is $1,500 per fortnight per employee. So you can apply for this.
$750 a week.
$750 a week. Yes. Yeah.
Now, if I understand that, some people understand, but non-profit groups work in the area of what we
Yes.
call fringe benefits, you know what I
Yes.
mean, to be competitive with the world.
Yeah.
It's through the taxation office, right?
It is going to be tracked and paid through the tax office. So
Yeah.
we're just figuring out how the fringe benefits applies to that.
So, for example, if Harry's out there and he's employed,
Yep.
it's not that he applies and gets it personally, but it's his employer.
The employer, the company, the business applies for it.
So let's say
Yeah.
I've got a young fella here and he got made redundant,
Yes.
okay? Can he apply for that, or it has to be his company?
It's his company that applies
So
for
he
it.
can say to his boss, hey, sir, ma'am,
Yeah.
please apply for this.
Yeah.
It's going to
On
help
my
out.
behalf, yes.
Now, what I thought was interesting is this particular amount of money is the same amount of money whether you're a full-time, part-time, casual, whatever.
Yes,
Is that correct?
Yes. So that's one of the first things the government said was this is an equal payment. So they're bringing equality in across the board. So whether you earn $400 a week, you'll now get $750, or if you earned $1,000 a week, you'll still get $1,000 a week, but your employer has to pay the difference.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And so it's not like they're saying take a cut.
No.
But if they're only getting $400 a week,
Yes.
$800 a fortnight,
Yep.
and the payment is $1,500, does the boss keep the...
Not at all,
No.
no. So that's why it's being tracked through the
Okay.
Australian Taxation Office so
Right.
that they can keep employers honest.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course we're honest.
Yes.
Oh, of course.
Well,
Yes.
you do the books. Yeah, okay, so,
Yes.
yeah. Melissa Donnelly Accounting Services. Okay, so that's how it works. So it could be that some people are going to benefit from that.
That's right, exactly. And it
that
is only
works
for a
the
short
others,
period.
they get the same.
Yes.
6 months?
6 months,
So
you get-
they've
Yep.
worked on it 6 months
They
there.
have.
So that's a very interesting thing. So
Yeah.
people are going to ask, how do I get hold of this? So can we do a fact sheet?
We can, yes.
And can we
Yep.
post it on
I
our
will have it on our-
Facebook page,
Yep,
our whatever
our
else?
family page.
Yeah,
Yep,
and
I'll
then
do a
if
fact
people
sheet.
are flustered, they can just contact us and we can send the fact sheet.
Definitely.
Can we also put on your details if
Of
they want to
course.
talk to you?
Of course, because
Yeah.
there are some other payments available as well
Like
for
what?
businesses. So, well, first of all, for households, if
Yeah.
you're in receipt of a Centrelink benefit, there's a one-off payment of $750. They started making those from yesterday,
Right.
and they'll be made right through. Everyone should have it by the 12th or 13th of April.
Right.
Then there was some an extra supplement payment, a coronavirus supplement payment. So if you're a job seeker, or if you already were a job seeker, or now you become a job seeker because you've lost your job, then you will get a $550 per fortnight supplement payment. That's again for 6 months, and also you now can become get access to your superannuation.
Right, so which would be
So,
like $10,000.
$10,000,
Now, I
yes.
did hear, and I'm sure it's incorrect, that a lot of the super funds are not returning the calls. It's like
Right.
they don't want to respond. Have you heard
Okay.
anything like that?
I haven't, but I know that you can claim it through MyGov. So it's not actually done
MyGov.
through your super fund, it's done through MyGov.
Right.
So you log in through
See,
there.
again, this is what happens. So the average person is probably
Calling
contacting...
the super fund.
Super,
Yes.
whereas you go through MyGov.
Yes.
Will that be on your fact sheet as well?
It will be, yep.
Okay, that's
Yep.
good. So they can do that, and that's helpful. So they could do
Yes.
10,000 for this financial year,
And 10,000 next.
for the next one. You have to be unemployed though, Edward.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Is that what you want? No, I need
I'll
it.
talk to you
Yeah,
later.
Okay, good. So that's what happens there by taking away. But I mean, like, look, I mean, really, don't touch
Exactly.
your superannuation.
Unless you're in desperation.
I mean, we live for now instead of thinking about tomorrow.
That's right. Yep.
All those stomach operations.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's good. What else do we have?
So we also have a few other things like banks freezing mortgages for a period of time. You can apply for that through your bank.
Yeah.
They will freeze your mortgage
The
for
big
3
banks are
months.
all doing that.
They are, yes. The Queensland government also is providing relief on utility bills. They're giving you a credit of $200 for your
$200?
electricity
That
bill.
doesn't do
No.
me much at all.
And $500 for businesses.
It'll pay my mum's bill, but it won't do anything for
No,
me. I mean,
not at all.
But I'll claim it. But I
Yeah.
mean, that's just. Do you have to be unemployed to claim that?
No, so that's just across the board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, one thing I did hear also is that so that's good if you have a mortgage,
Yes.
but people who are renting.
Yes.
So I heard that the government, was it federal or state, saying that you cannot be evicted for
Federal.
6 months.
Yes, federal government said that they've put a rental moratorium, I think
Yeah.
that's the word, on rentals. So you cannot be evicted for non-payment of rent. That is commercial and residential.
But I heard that shopping centres down the Gold Coast and other areas, not naming names, okay, and I read an article where a particular candy shop, lolly shop, in a particular well-known mall
Yep.
was told that they still have to keep paying the rent.
Yeah, yeah. So some landlords aren't passing it on. So the federal government
But is
haven't.
it a federal law?
It's not.
It's not.
They haven't stepped in. So they've just said
Or
that
is it
it's
the same on house rent as well then?
at the moment. Yes, so residential and commercial.
Yeah, but
yes.
I mean, like, so if I'm renting from you,
Yep.
and you say, well, no, you have to pay,
Yes.
does the government step in?
It's illegal to evict you.
But not in the shopping centre.
Now, in the shopping centre as well, I believe. Yes. So they cannot evict you, but they can demand you to pay rent, and obviously, but they cannot evict you. So they're wanting landlords, tenants, and banks to just communicate amongst themselves. So the government haven't stepped in.
Maybe, I know there's a lot of money going out, but maybe they could work out averages in an area, and the
Yes.
government says, well, we'll just pay this average, look at their tax return or something else and do I don't know.
There could be, the government have said, so they've given us 3 relief packages so far, 3 rounds. So they believe there'll be more to come. So who knows, they may step in.
Well, I mean, don't forget, like in the rent, and I'm not
Yeah.
talking about the shopping centres, it's not my personal love, okay? But I'm talking about, say, the renter,
Yep.
all right? Which, at grassroots, I mean, I realise if you postpone your mortgage for 6 months, it'll just be added.
To the end. That's
But
right.
what do you do if you're a renter?
That's
I mean, you're still going to be hit to pay for it because you're not being
Exactly.
released. So
Yes.
surely, if the government means well, they've got to say, well, we worked out the average. You know what I
That's
mean? The average for where you live.
Yep.
And hey, you just have to accept that by
That's
law
right.
for the 6 months. The government pays you the average.
Exactly.
And you know, I know it's a
And
bit of a
where-
loss, but it's better than nothing.
That's right.
Wouldn't you think that would
I
work?
agree, yes.
Is there a
yes.
possibility that might
There
come
is
in?
a possibility. I think that something like that has to come about because you're right, there's no relief there for the renter.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right. Anything else?
And then obviously there's some non-cash things like the government are providing mental health workshops,
Right.
business mentoring, financial advice services for free as well.
Yeah.
So those that
And all
need
these
that.
things are very much needed. Look, I always tell our business people and people who've been made redundant.
Yes.
I've already talked to a couple of people, 2-3 people. One couple who were made redundant, and I said, here's an opportunity for you to start a business.
Yes.
They go, but in a recession? I said, that's when the most successful businesses have been started.
Yes.
And then I was talking to another business person that we're aware of, and they do certain products and helping out, which is no longer needed.
Mm-hmm.
So they creatively thought of this other way to do sanitizing of things and vehicles, and they're just being. I just talked to them not 15 minutes ago, and said he's making more money
Wow.
this last week than he's made the other weeks
Yes.
through redirecting, still doing the same services in the car industry,
That's awesome.
but doing sanitizing,
Yeah. Wow.
government contract.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That is, it's so good. We live in a blessed country. This country is very generous,
Yeah.
and I think that as long as people are doing the right thing and only claiming things they're entitled to, these relief packages obviously are designed to help those that are affected financially by the coronavirus.
My
not taking
friend
any
Russell
damage.
Gonzalez, he's in Houston, Texas. I was talking to him, and he said that in the United States, there is only a one-off payment of $1,200. I think it's per person, not household, and each child gets 500. A minor dependent gets 500.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I know people out there will be not totally happy, and let's be honest,
Yeah.
we never are,
No.
okay? But I do really believe it's good.
It is, yes.
So, Melissa, how do people contact you?
So I have a Facebook page,
Yep.
Melissa Donnelly Accounting Services. You can go on and like the page, or if you would like my number, you can get it from Pastor Sean or myself or one of the pastors here.
Okay, so here I'm not Pastor Sean, I'm Sean.
Okay,
But
that's
you can
really
keep that
difficult for me to
Sunday.
say.
That's okay. So hopefully on the screen here, we will have all your details right now. So if you look down here, do you see that there? Down here, Melissa Donnelly Services.
Definitely gonna edit
Melissa
that in.
Donnelly
Not something
Accounting, get it right, Services.
That's
So
it.
they can contact you. And there'll be a fact sheet that is
I will
available.
create a fact sheet and make it available
and
to
it'll be there.
everybody. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So
No
can you
problem.
come back next week?
No problem.
Can you think of something
I'll
good
try.
and creative?
I'll try.
Try. Otherwise, it'll be a short session.
Yes.
Okay, good. Ian,
Thank you.
take it away, my friend.
Waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep waiting, waiting on the world to change. Waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep waiting. Waiting on the world to change and waiting.
She knows the news as well as she can garden. It's Erica Lucha!
Erica, it is so good to have you. Well, this is not your cup. This
that's
is
okay.
Melissa's cup. So we'll put that away, and I'll give you your own cup.
Man, we've got a lot of cups.
We've got a lot of cups. We've got cups. Would you like some water?
We can just have it for looks.
No, I got to put something in it.
Oh, okay.
What's the purpose of a cup, Erica?
Thank
I mean,
you.
like, what, you just leave it there as a prop just
Just-
to advertise a brand or something like
Just
that?
do me
Yeah,
a
of
favor and don't
course.
put lipstick on it. Okay.
Well, I
so,
can put lipstick on this side of it, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
this comes
Just
there.
for the purpose
Yeah,
of.
So we'll come across there. So that's good. And Erica, don't forget before we start. Let's do
Oh
the right
my
thing.
Oh,
Goodness.
of course. Oops.
Let's
I touched
make
the
sure.
Hey,
first.
Let's
hey,
make
crew,
sure.
do you guys want some hand sanitizer as well?
I reckon.
mean-
I reckon he actually should put some in his mouth too, in case he spits.
Yes. Well.
Ew.
Let's pray it all happens within April's time scale, right? Yes, okay, we'll move along there. Erica, the wonderful Erica, born in
Woodward, Oklahoma.
Woodward?
Yes.
Anywhere near Oklahoma? What's
Oklahoma City?
Oklahoma City, there you go. You
No.
actually call a city after your state.
Wait, really?
Yeah, we actually
Oklahoma.
we actually just call it.
Queensland.
Well, it's called officially Oklahoma City, but we just call it the city.
The city. Okay, is it the biggest city?
I don't know if it's bigger than Tulsa, but those are literally like the
Actually,
two
I think
cities.
it is bigger than Tulsa.
Maybe
I
just.
think it is, yeah. And I've been to Oklahoma City. I've been to Tulsa. And there's another little suburb area there called Norman
Yes.
and Atoka.
Yes.
And I've been to a lot of unique places that I enjoyed very much in Oklahoma, very, very much.
So you paid
and
attention
your
in
area
geography.
is how far from Oklahoma City?
So my hometown is a 3-hour drive from the Oklahoma City airport. So after an entire day and a half of travel, then you still have a 3-hour drive home.
And it's very flat, isn't it?
Yes. My stepfather-in-law was shocked when they came for our second wedding ceremony.
Yeah.
And he said the GPS just said, go straight for 100 miles and then turn right.
Right.
It's
wow.
pretty accurate.
I heard it's so flat out there that a guy had his dog ran away. And the next day he could still see it running away. It was so flat.
There
That's
you
how flat
go.
it was over there.
There
So,
you go.
very
I'm
flat.
not surprised.
Not surprised. And Oklahoma used to be an Indian in history. It was the
American.
Trail of Tears, right? Native American, yeah. Because I did get to speak one time in a town with the Native Americans. It was very good. Do you remember what that town's called?
There's a lot of them.
Okay.
There's lots of options.
There was only one. Okay.
Okay.
But I went there. And then you came here
Yes.
and you studied here for a while,
Yes, 3 years.
3 years. That's where you met your husband,
Yes.
okay? And then you got married.
Yes.
That preacher who did your wedding, he's pretty good.
Pretty incredible.
How long ago was
Good
that?
anymore.
That was nearly 9 years ago.
9 years ago. My goodness, that was a long time ago. And then you went to Reading,
Yes.
to Bethel.
Yes.
And how long did you study there?
I studied there for 3 years, and then I was on staff there for 3 years.
3 years.
So we were there 6
Daniel
years.
Taru, she's a good woman, okay? Did a good thing studying there, so it worked out really well. So, and then you came back here,
Yes.
okay? Been back here for how long?
Nearly 2 years.
Okay. And you're giving us the top headlines.
Yes.
So I know that Ed has a degree in media television. He does really good in latest things. And we all know that Melissa has a degree in studies in the area of finances. And the top headlines of Erica, what is your degree?
I have an advanced diploma in Christian ministries and theology from DICM, which is Dunamis International College of Ministries. That doesn't exist
Okay,
anymore.
so obviously you have no
No.
expertise except opinion.
Yes.
And
And I have a
this-
great personality.
You have a great personality, and that's what's going to work.
so.
Yes.
Amen. That is what's going to work.
Absolutely.
I just hope your husband's watching.
Me too. But we all know he's probably going to cringe.
Cringe? Oh, he's a Grinch.
Yes.
Okay, he's got to watch it. He's got to watch it. Okay, Erica, let's start off with some top headlines.
Yes,
What do you think is headline grabbing?
So I brought some notes so I didn't
As
forget.
you would,
Sorry,
yes.
excuse me.
Go.
I don't have fancy cards like you.
No, these are tonight cards. They're very good.
So one of the actual headlines that was recent is that a whistleblower takes reins of new Logan Council.
Yes, Mr. Darren Powers is now the official mayor of our city.
Yes.
Loved by some and not
Not
as
so
much
much.
loved by others.
Yeah.
But you know what, no matter what, as Christians, and this is what's important, is that whoever our political leader is, we behave differently than others would, and we respect the office,
Absolutely.
and we respect the position, and we respect their authority, and we pray for them. Isn't that right?
Absolutely.
Because if we only respond to how we want, we fail.
Yes.
It's like how we teach children. One day, soon, I hope, you will be a mother.
Yeah.
And we teach them not only how to win, but how to be good losers.
Yes,
All right?
absolutely.
So we do wish our mayor, Darren Powell, all the best, and we certainly are praying for him and all of our local councillors.
Yes.
And not just here in Logan City, but in Brisbane City and all across the Gold Coast, everywhere else, and we pray for them
Yes.
earnestly and purposefully. Is that
Yes.
right? Thank you for bringing that one up, Erica.
Yes.
It just made my day.
Absolutely.
Erica, I told you he wouldn't.
My
explode.
pleasure.
I told you.
Yeah, very good.
Very
what do you
mature
have
of you.
next, Serene?
So, I read that Harvey Davidson stores in Brisbane, Springwood, and Gold Coast have shut down for the foreseeable future.
Who?
Harvey Davidson.
Okay, I think you're getting Harvey Davidson. You mean Harley Davidson?
Good question.
Or there's Harvey Norman?
Well, this will probably
or
clarify
Harvey
it.
Davidson.
Ready?
Yeah.
The CEO of Harvey Davidson told the press today that we'll ride another day.
Okay, I think there's a typo here because it's Harley. I ride a Harley. I can just see people out there laughing. Is that intentional?
Ed had me prank you, sorry. Ed had me prank you.
Oh, okay. Well,
And then you got your friend Shane. He rides Hardly Davidson.
Hardly.
Shane's a friend, Ian. At least he rides. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so
this
that
is-
was a prank.
Yes, the rest is genuine.
It was very good. It was very good. So what was there any news on Harley Davidson?
I heard as long as you keep your distance, it's still allowed at this point to ride your motorcycle.
Well, I did hear it was on the Ray Hadley show. Hadley show. Ray, now you're putting me off. Ray Hadley
Sorry.
show
Yes.
this morning. He said that the New South Wales government had a bit of a mess up. Seemingly, one section of the government said all golf courses are to be closed. Just true story.
Yeah.
Did you hear it?
No.
Yeah. And then so many people were getting angry. And so the Premier, I don't know what her name is, okay, came out and said, no, golf courses are open. So you can't go to the beach, but you can go and play golf.
That's true in the States as well. Apparently, golf is one of the only allowed sports currently.
Well, they also have horse racing here, which I don't do either one of those sports. So that doesn't do anything for me. So that's how it goes.
Yes.
So golf is allowed. I don't know about Queensland.
I'm not sure. I'll have to follow that up for you.
All the laws are different.
Yes.
The federal says this, each state says this. I know this, that right now we're isolated. No one can come in or come out.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting, Harvey Davidson.
Yes.
What else do you have for me?
So, the non-essentials have been closed officially to the public, as we know, and some of those things include cinemas, gyms, and places of worship.
You know, in Texas and in Hawaii,
Here we go.
their governors made this statement. Even though we have closed places of worship for safety, we do not recognize them as not being essential.
Totally.
Now, we have a Christian prime minister, which is great, and I have a Christian federal member who I asked this question about, and he sidestepped it, and he kept saying, well, it's not about the church, it's individual. Well, let me tell you something. The ecclesia is the gathering of individuals.
Yes.
And if they think that we are not essential, then look what happens when we withdraw, because there is something. Now, I'm not saying that we should have numbers in. I just read today where there's an American evangelist, you know about him, Rodney Howard-Browne. He did a lot of that stuff, you know what I mean? And he was arrested.
I heard about this.
Yeah, he's arrested, which would have been yesterday, our time, we're ahead, so Tuesday. So he was arrested, or he handed himself in to local sheriff because he has refused to close down his services. In fact, he read statements or made statements saying, if you come to church, you will not get the coronavirus. In fact, I want you to shake hands and hug as many people as you can as a statement of faith, not afraid.
Sometimes spirituality is actually stupidity undercover.
No, I'm not saying that Rodney Howard-Browne is stupid. That's not my place.
Totally.
I'm sure I've got people out there who are already saying someone is,
Fair enough.
if not me. So I don't want to get caught up into that area.
Absolutely.
But I do think in this time, we've got to remember Romans 13, which is a respect towards the authority.
Absolutely.
Okay? And I think that's where common sense comes in. There was an American evangelist who prophetically said just recently that it's over or coming quick. Well, I hope it's right, but if it's not,
We got to use wisdom still.
we've got to use wisdom. So
Yes.
I think that what I want to do is I want to have faith. I think faith's important. And I'm not putting down, seriously, I'm not putting down any of these men. It's not my place. God will do that if needed, and life will do that. But what I am saying to my fellow pastors out there is that, you know, we're in a great opportunity right now to where we can speak life or death, and you know, we have to be careful of what we say. Our idle words can cause confusion, fear, or it can cause people to get in trouble. There is a large church in South Korea. I don't know what they really believe or not, but they did the same thing, and many people were infected. In fact, I heard in our news today that there's a large majority of 20-something-year-olds now that are being affected in Australia, and it has to do with all the beach things. And they said a lot of it has to do with the backpackers, and we're not using common sense. And that's why, well, you know, Erica, they have this law now which we can't understand. For example, there's a law that says only 2 people. Now, this is a workplace, so we're all within the legal guidelines of work, who we can be here, so it's all okay.
Yes.
So going to work is acceptable unless you can do it from home. We can't do this at home.
Yes.
Okay?
And we're closed as a place of worship to the public.
Right. So our front doors are locked.
Yes.
So unless there is an appointment where someone needs help, they can't get in. The doors are shut and locked.
Exactly.
So we are taking due diligence on that area. And we do have a wonderful pastor, Denise, who's calling continuously all of our families and people. She did it all last week, doing all this week, just saying, how can we help?
Yes.
And we just got some great food areas that we're able to send out to help people as well. So we're doing that area with Danny's helped us out a tremendous lot there, which is great. But getting back to the point is that they've made these rules of who happens. It's so confusing. So my mother, you know, is 87 years of age. She's on her own.
Yes.
Now, I don't know how accurate I am, but in this state, it's like I can visit her because she's my next of kin, but I can't take my wife with me.
Yes, I actually have that.
Okay.
Some of the
what is
info.
it? Yeah.
So it's only one individual from family split across different households can visit another household at one time.
Who is family?
Yes.
Right. So if my mom's on her own and I want her to have a meal with my wife and I, we can't go there, but I could go there, pick her up and bring her to my house and she could eat with me and my wife because she's the one to my house.
Yes. And I think you made the option the other day that you could drive in the car, send Sandra in for the main, and then she comes out and you go in for the dessert if you so chose.
Now, I'm not making a mockery of law, but I think, you know, I think sometimes loneliness and isolation can be a great killer.
Absolutely.
Because I'm dealing more right now in the last day or so. In fact, I spoke on my Facebook page with Sandra about dealing with anxiety and depression right now.
Yes.
That anxiety and depression is a very real thing. Mental health is a very real thing.
Yes.
That's what makes us essential.
Yes.
And we are spending so much time with people encouraging and strengthening them.
Yes.
So, for example, our son, Josiah, and his beautiful wife, Jacinta, and their little fella, Zion, who's 2 and a bit, in the matter of 3-4 weeks are expecting their second child, a little girl.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
You're in for a big one.
I'm in for a big shocker. And a little girl. But here's the issue. I mean, it is really complicated. Now, I already know, and I respect this with the hospital, that she will go into hospital. I think only one person can visit, which would be the father. No children under the age of 16 means Zion can't. And that means parents, Roxy and Gabriel, Jacinta's parents, and myself and Sandra can't visit. Right? So, but I respect that. But I also heard it maybe, and I don't know here, but I heard on the Today Show by Carl Stefanovic, who his wife is pregnant, expecting the same time. He said, and I don't know if that's the same law here, that he's not even allowed to go to the hospital. He's got to drop her off.
Oh my goodness.
He said this morning.
Wow.
And he can pick her up, but he can't go in.
I heard that there is allowed to be one support person. So maybe his wife is choosing not to have him in the labor room.
Maybe it's okay.
Maybe
Boom,
that
boom.
was her choice.
That was a cue there, buddy. Okay. Boom, boom. Okay. All right. Okay. That's a good answer. Okay. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
But here's the issue. Okay. They said in the latest Queensland government, I don't know if you have it there, that children like Josiah, my son, can't drop off his son to his grandparents for minding.
Well, the thing that is, I would be curious if this is a caveat for that, would be if it's depending on the age, because you're in the safe age bracket, but some
Well,
grandparents...
I'm 57, not 77.
Exactly. But some grandparents are above the age bracket. So I don't know if that's like a caveat. But then if you go to the household rule, then it would be only one child can go visit as long as
there is
the
only
age
one.
is appropriate.
See, this is where we need more uniformed
Clarity,
agreement.
yes.
I'd love it if the premiers, prime minister, could just have a national law. So, I mean, it's not like we have to worry about anyone from another state coming here because getting confused because no one's allowed here, okay? But, and I'm not against that idea of getting it done, okay? So I'm not making any mockery of it, and I do respect the law, and I do respect that we need to get our handle on it,
Yes.
okay? But I would like it if it's uniformed, if we could have a national policy that we agree to so that we all know what we're talking about.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I think that would help. Would you not think?
I agree.
What's the funniest news you've read?
The funniest news was that because of the toilet paper scare, bidets have been sold out as well.
I don't know if I want to go into toilet jokes, okay?
Bidet, what's that?
You just got to roll
No,
with
no,
it.
no, 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 we're not
No,
going
what
into
is
that,
it?
Edward.
Bidets are
It's-
what you wash your bootay with.
Yeah, it's for the refined people, Ed. You got nothing to worry about.
Oh,
okay?
well, that normally happens
I thought-
anyway.
Let
whenever
me
I'm
tell
in
you,
the
isn't
toilet for a while.
isn't De Young French?
Yeah, it's pronounced Dion.
Dion.
Like that, but you gotta like like at the end of it. Dion.
Well, I think that this particular thing is French.
Yes.
Okay, so
I thought it was a bubbler so you could have a drink.
you need to go back to your history. We're going to move on now. And on that note, what's the most serious news you've heard?
Well, I have some good news.
Okay, let's
news.
finish on good news.
There's two good highlights in the news.
Yes.
One was a woman donates bars of soap to neighbors as an act of kindness and support. And then this one wasn't a headline, but on the same topic.
But why would they donate bars of soap? There's no shortage of bars of soap. I go into Woolies every week looking for sanitizer.
Yes, thank you.
my
Oh, yes,
goodness.
it's been too
And
long.
I still can't find any, but I can find plenty of hand wash and soap. So I don't understand donating bars of
So
soap.
this
Only
one's more
Sean would
relevant.
complain about soap.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. This one's more relevant. I have a friend who lives in an apartment complex in California, and she's locked down because they were sheltering in place. So she delivered rolls of toilet paper to each person on her floor at the front, saying from apartment 4. That's made up. But yeah, so toilet paper is necessary, and you can give that to your neighbors.
I thought we were talking about bars of soap, but that's okay.
No, I changed the subject because you said soap wasn't relevant, so toilet paper is.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other good news one you want to tell me there?
That's. Oh yes. There's one final thing.
Yeah.
We are allowed to exercise with one other person outside.
Yeah.
That's
So
helpful.
I go at 3:45 with my dog.
Yes.
Does that count as a person?
I mean, it is a
I
part
don't
of your
think
family.
So. Yes,
so.
it is. My dog is. And then I go out again at 7 with my beautiful wife.
There you go.
There you go. So that's how it works. And I think the important thing I was saying this morning that in the midst of this time, keep a routine.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know, I still get up at 3 a.m. in the morning. I still do what I do. I keep the routine. And I think that's what's really important is that especially if people are locked in or doing things, just be careful you don't just get caught in this whole like I give up and because that's what depression does. You just veg out, in these areas. And, one of the things you could look into, Ed, maybe next time is I heard that those programs like Netflix and Stan are offering 28 days free or something. So maybe you can look into that area just to try and help people out. That could be something to talk about next week that goes with the gadget that goes in there. Well, the lovely Miss Erica, thank you, or Mrs. Erica, thank you so much for being with us. And I look forward to hearing some interesting news next week. And Ian, you're about to take it away. And let me just say this, Ian, that we do have some albums that you have. You and I by Ian Powell, is that right? Is this your latest or the last?
Yeah, that's the latest one, yes.
The latest one there. And you can get these. You can get online with us and we can direct you towards Ian. And we have another one here and it's called Life's Highways. Is that right? And that was a previous one. Is that correct there?
Yeah, they're available on iTunes and Spotify. And
So they're on iTunes and Spotify, etc. But Spotify, you don't pay for it, do you? Or you get paid for it?
I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can also get the CDs. Is that right? So too bad they weren't in vinyl because I heard vinyl's right back in again. It is. Vinyl's back in. So these albums you can get. Is that right here? So you can come across there and it helps out Ian because they are going back to the mission field. when
When we're
everything
in there
settles
too.
down.
Yeah.
So if you're in America, it would be by the end of April, but over here it's probably going to be like October. So depending how it goes. But no matter what, these are available and it helps out our friend and his beautiful family.
Yes.
So it's great having you here, Ian. And this is our first show. So thank you very much. The lovely Erica, thank you.
Thank you.
And Melissa, thank you so much.
So good.
And Edward,
Yes, that's
it
me.
is so good to have you here, my friend.
Yes.
So without further ado, Ian, take it away, and Ed, you finish off.
Woo!
We did
Woo,
it.
we did it. First show.
Our first show. I do pray it's not our last show.
This seat's really warm.
Really warm. I think it's a move on time, Edward. Okay, so remember your mother will be watching.
Yes, you.
Okay.
Hey, Mum.
Yes, very good. Are you cooking lasagna for her tonight?
We're not allowed to because of the ban. The government put out, it's really disappointing that they put out that all Italian food can't be cooked from now on, like until, I don't know, a couple of months from now. So,
I have no idea what he's talking about, but anyhow, it all comes in. So
You
anyhow,
should do because
we
you're a
just wanna-
pastor.
Yeah. Well,
Hey,
tonight,
hey,
it's the Tonight
hey,
Show. It's
hey,
Sean.
Mr.
okay?
Hanson, Mr. Sean,
Yes.
Shawnee boy.
Shawnee,
Don't push it, okay?
Curly?
But the fact of the
Who are you
matter
calling
is,
Curly?
all right, that it's great to have you tonight, and thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah.
And remember that tonight it has some seriousness in it. We discussed some issues, but at the same time we had a bit of fun. So please don't get too serious on us.
no.
Just relax, all right,
fun.
and enjoy yourself. And we would look forward to seeing you again next week. So can you come back with some ideas and things? Maybe look up
course.
some of those programs that are running free of charge. I think it'd be great.
Yes.
And we'll try and work in with Melissa and Erica and perhaps another guest.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. So the Lord bless you. And on Sunday morning, we have our service at 9:30 a.m. I'll be
Yep.
sharing the word. And at Sunday night at 6 p.m., Josiah will be sharing the word.
Yeah.
So we just want to tell you that God loves you and we love you. And that's the way it should be.
Good night and good luck.
Here we are tonight to speak life at Dunamis.